Welcome to Truth Talkin Thursday. This is Jim. I'm Jane. So this is going to be our last video of 2017. And for me, I've been kind of thinking, I guess, about the reason for the season. So on my own personal Jane Talks and the videos that I post weekly, that's my theme for the week, is the reason for the season. And I have a whole bunch of thoughts mulling around in my mind. And Jim, I thought maybe today we could spend a few minutes and just share your thoughts, I guess, on the year that's passed. I know that a lot has actually happened for you. You've created your program, and you're in the final stages of the right before you launch kind of deal, and that's really exciting.
Yes.
And so in my mind, I guess I was wondering if do you have any words of wisdom that you'd like to impart or share about your year?
Wow. Well, thank you for mentioning the program, by the way. It's very nice. I appreciate that. It's a time of the year for me that I begin to focus on things that I've heard or seen that have made a difference to me, have stood out for me in some way. What have I learned from other people by eavesdropping on their conversations, like some kind of a thief in the park or something? But it's not really as creepy as it sounds, believe me. But and so
learning through observing as well.
Yeah, but
observance of other people and being privileged to chat with some and also being privileged, as you said, to overhear some things that resonate with you.
Yeah, and one of those things that stood out for me recently that has really struck me is this person was talking about a mantra. And mantras are just basically things that you say to yourself that are supposed to be helpful and soothing and comforting and wisdom, like all that sort of thing. Anyway, his was that before he goes to sleep at night, he asks himself this very simple thing. And this is like a mantra that he said, did I help somebody today? Did I hurt somebody today? And I will make tomorrow a better day. That's it. That's his whole thing. We can get into, and we can complicate the daylights out of things, but at the end of the day, isn't that basically what we're all trying to do? So for me, that was probably one of the most important things that I heard or learned all year. And so I celebrate Christmas because Christmas gave me that opportunity to hear that and to see it differently than I would have otherwise. So it was a wonderful gift.
I think that's, I like that. I think that sounds very interesting and very, as you said, simple. In a nutshell, that literally is what things come down to. I think you had mentioned earlier about this time of year has never been, a huge big deal to you. And for me, I think I experienced the opposite. So when I was a kid, I loved Christmas time. And the memories that I had weren't necessarily, yes, we got gifts, don't get me wrong, and I remember getting the Sears catalog wish book, and we used to sit there for hours, my sisters and I, and write our letters or our wish list for Santa. And I remember that simple pleasure as a child too. I remember having to wait until everybody was up before we raced down the stairs to see what Santa left us. I'm not going to lie, like, presents were great too, but what I remember the most is I knew that I was getting together with all my cousins. And that was always so much fun for me. It was a big deal, but not in the way of, decorations and lights and ho, ho, ho. Those are great memories. I love that. And I do recognize, though, that there are some people that don't have those kind of happy, warm memories, and that Christmas isn't always that for some people. And I feel like because of that, and also because of some of my experiences, that I've had to kind of rethink and relearn as well. When the children and I moved out almost 5 years ago now, it wasn't until very recently that some of that clicked for me. I was working so hard to keep the traditions that we had going, and I realized recently that tradition that we had is done. It is no more. And for me to try and recreate it, that's why it's not working. That's why it's such an effort.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's too many variables that have changed in it. So now, what do I want to do? Now, I want to surround myself with the people that I love and care about and do things that make me happy. And part of that will always be cooking meals for people and sharing those kind of things with the people that I care about and spend time with in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just who I am.
Well, you get an opportunity to create new traditions.
Exactly. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
To the joy of Christmas isn't necessarily, the Christmas tree and the presents and the decorations, but rather the people. Mm-hmm. The people that you're creating those memories with, putting smiles on people's faces. Sure, it may sometimes be with a gift that that they wouldn't purchase for themselves, but more than likely it's, sharing that cup of coffee or some warm pastries or a bowl of soup or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, well, and that's a lovely way of being able to look at it. And wouldn't it be nice if we could live our lives every day with those same exact thoughts in our head? Each one of us. It's not up to me to make it happen for you. It's not up to you to make it happen for somebody else. It's up to me to have it make it happen for me. And the same for you. And we need to take care of ourselves in that way. We often talk about taking care of ourselves. Mm-hmm. Those are the kind of things that we need to take care of. The rest will take care of itself. But we need to take care of those kinds of things. Those are the things that will keep us healthy, mm-hmm. in my mind.
I totally agree with you. I was thinking about that as well earlier. You mentioned, and on earth peace, goodwill towards men. Mm-hmm. And what you just said is a great explanation of that. That can't just happen this time of year if we're to experience true peace within ourselves. That has to be something that is continual. That has to be something that is just part of who you are and who I am.
Well, it's a choice that we make not to be conscious of some of the things, the very easy, simple things that we can do each day that make us feel really, really good, healthy, warm, giving, caring, loving, all those wonderful things that we strive for.
Agreed.
We can do them every day. So do them every day.
So I guess my wish for all of us, really, myself included, would be these next couple weeks that we're taking off, heading into another new year. I have some projects that I'm working on and really looking forward to bringing about in 2018. My book is one of them, and the new program that I released, things like that. And I guess my hope for all of us is that the real reason for the season that we have and that we are privileged to experience, that we let it have its work, however that is. If it is expressing joy and all kinds of things like that with the people that we love, let's do it. And if it's extending a little bit of thoughtfulness and charity and maybe reining in that joy a little bit for those that are not able to experience that kind of joy this time of season, that we do that as well. Be thoughtful and considerate for all people.
Before we go, I would just like to say to Jane that I thank you for the year and for all the things that we've said to one another. And
that we're still friends in spite of it.
Still friends. She hasn't thrown me out of her house yet. Close a couple of times, but no.
Get out of here! I did that.
But just really seriously, just to have the opportunity to meet you and do this every week has been a gift to me, and I've really appreciated it, and I thank you for that. And the other part that I would like to say is this is a woman here who's overcome a great deal, but she's done great things this year. And I would hope that everybody out there would support her in her efforts to continue to do great things. Have a good, safe, Merry Christmas season.
Thank you so much, Jim. I feel privileged to spend this time with you as well. I've learned a great deal from you, and I look forward to 2018 and what kind of mischief we can get into.
As do I.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Have a wonderful, safe, happy holiday season.
Thanks for stopping by.